back to Prop Talk, a voter companion show brought to you by House of Nouns. We're here to make your voting decision easier by giving you objective and succinct explanations to every proposal before voting ever closes. We'll also contextualize the conversations that are happening around these proposals so you don't have to dig through Discord and Twitter to figure out what people are thinking. This show is brought to you by the same people who brought you House of Nouns, a supercharged governance platform for on-chain voting and discussion. If you'd like to join in on the discussion or vote, please check us out at houseofnouns.xyz. We're also presented by the Nouns Squared. You can catch this video podcast twice a week on their YouTube channel. Let's jump right into the proposals. Proposal number 187, the Nouns CC0 animation generator and interactive app, proposed by Hey Jeff and sponsored by Nounsel. The TLDR. Well, this proposal brings nouns to life by animating them for CC0 use, allowing anyone to quickly and easily generate animated nouns. Users can enter a noun ID or mix and match traits, choose animations, and export their animations. Developers would be able to programmatically access the animations through an API or URL. It also includes an app to interact with their nouns in a Tamagotchi-style game. Being a child of the 90s, I love Tamagotchi. The budget. Well, the budget is 55 ETH, which will be used to deliver everything promised over 10 weeks. 33 ETH will go towards development of the front-end app and back-end API, and 22 ETH will go towards animating 435 assets in 20 states. The cost is about $8 per animation file and 1/100th of a penny for each of the possible 467 million animations. As for the who, Hey Jeff is leading full stack development, design, and vision on this app. He is a member of the Nounsel and has previously led similar projects on Cryptodes, a CC0 project with Nouns artist Grimplin. In total, he's been funded for 3 separate Cryptodes proposals with 0 votes against across them. Pixelfowl is the artist and animator on the project who also did the art for the Cryptodes animations. He's also a Python dev and created the script to generate the animations. And finally, Nounsel is a sponsor of this proposal and currently have 11 votes delegated to it. How about similar proposals? Many proposals for animations have come through the Nouns DAO. However, none open source a library of Nouns animations to be remixed in any way quite like this one. The closest thing may be the proposal which just passed, Nouns AR filters. Coral Orca received 49 ETH to create 50 total AR nouns heads and 23 noggles to be used on Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. The heads are fully expressive and can replace a person's head. This allows content to be recorded and remixed in a nounish way. And now for my favorite part, the community sentiment. Voting has just opened, but discussion around the prop has been generally positive. However, many large voting blocks are against spending right now. The number 5 delegate with 27 votes voted against on House of Nouns and stated, "Love the animation work, but I'm just voting no on 99% of stuff." Some have asked about the open source of the animation builder and interaction game. Jeff has cleared up that the builder will be open source while the game will remain proprietary. In the future, he hopes to expand to allow people to upload their own animations. Prof. Werder said in the Nounsel Discord, "I love this because I see it as creating base assets for builders to create with. This can really open options and make it easier for builders." Spirit Gum said on House of Nouns, "These are so fun. I love the game mechanics in the app too." As for voting, it is currently open. 2 early voters voted against with 25 and 27 votes respectively, and only 5 votes have been cast for. Voting ends on Tuesday, December 20th at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please go out and vote if this is something that you're interested in. Proposal number 188, Creator Contest, a Nounish Funding Middleware. Proposed by the Calabara team, sponsored by Sam Ellis, the Pencil. Okay, so the TLDR. The Calabara team is seeking a 3-month extension to continue working on Creator Contests. While Creator Contests have similar outcomes to Prop House, its differentiator is that contest admins have control over contest components, such as rewards, rankings, options on who can participate, and Twitter integrations for submissions. Currently, creator contests are much more open and customizable than Prop House rounds, but with the same mission of creating funding infrastructure for Web3 communities. The budget is 60 ETH for a 2-person team to continue developing creator contests for 3 months, 30 ETH distributed immediately, and the additional 30 ETH sent in 3-month streams. The budget will fund UX redesign for the Calibara website, video support, delegated voting, experiments with new voting strategy, improved Twitter algorithms, and more. So who's behind this? Well, there is little information in the prop about Nick and Wheeze, the duo that makes up the Calibara team. Wheeze leads front-end, design, and UX for creator contests. Nick is a full-stack developer. The project was initially incubated by Shark DAO, a sub-DAO of Nouns. So far, creator contests have funded 45 creatives with 4 ETH and 25,000 ERC20 tokens, and that number is only growing. So what are similar proposals? As previously noted, the closest comparison to creator contests is Prop House, which is built primarily by the Nounders. Prop House has been funded with 1,265 ETH toward development and operating expenses, recently receiving almost half of that in Prop 183. They've also received 555 ETH to deploy towards Nouns Builder in Prop House rounds. In their space hosted by the Nouns Squared, the creator contest mentions hopes on collaborating with Prop House in some way, though it's not really defined in their roadmap. As for community sentiment, the voting just opened, but all 3 early votes against cited the similarity to Prop House, which has been funded in a major way, and that all attention should be steered toward it. Brennan voted against with 3 votes and said, "Not sure we need an alternative to Prop House. We need more proliferation and less tooling." A Nouner with 25 votes voted against it and said, "I do not support a complete speeding freeze, but I just happen to think that the redundancy with Prop House makes this proposal not worth allocating resources to." Marxist Millionaire said in the Nounsel Discord, "The first creator contests were held for Shark DAO, so I witnessed the whole process from the very beginning. Solid team, very useful tool." Voting on this prop is open right now, but it's off to a bit of a rough start with 0 votes for and 56 against, mostly consisting of 2 voters. Voting ends Tuesday, December 20th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, please go vote. Proposal number 189, extremely Nounish, Gnars funding, proposed by Gami. The TLDR, Gnars DAO is asking for funding to continue supporting extreme athletes, creating activations on behalf of Nouns, and building out their content machine with the Revolution protocol. The Gnars have built arguably the most relevant subculture to come out of Nouns by sponsoring extreme athletes and activating communities in emerging markets. With this funding, they'll continue to onboard builders and athletes and deliver public goods through culturally relevant activations in the extreme sports space. As for the budget, this proposal will fund Gnars with 694.2 ETH. However, the exact details on how it will be spent are only vaguely outlined in the proposal. The first is activations, including skateboard production and shipping, getting the noggles in skate parks, merch production, and the fabrication of more giant noggles. Second is buying 2 Nouns in an effort to give Gnars representation in the Nouns DAO. They will also fund Prop House rounds to onboard more extreme athletes to Gnars. Keep in mind that Gnars does have an ongoing auction to bolster its treasury beyond this request. You can bid at Gnars.wtf. Gnars will also onboard creators and grow the treasury via the Gnars Revolution, which gives creators governance rights by auctioning off their content, such as a trick video, especially when it's something epic like Ali Boulala's Leon 25. As for who's behind this proposal, Gami is the founder of Gnars DAO and the owner of 2 Nouns. This proposal is on behalf of Gnars, which has 750 members and has made touch points with thousands of other people. The overarching goal of Gnars is to rethink how extreme athletes are sponsored. With activations around the world and sponsoring well-known athletes like Bob Burnquist, Gnars is the first Nounish group to deeply penetrate an outside subculture. As Trizzy Trunk on Twitter said, "It's the Red Bull of Web3, funding extreme sports without the energy drinks or creative control." Have there been any similar proposals in the past? Well, Gnars was previously funded with 69 ETH, with proposal number 51, which passed 63-0. Since then, the Gnars treasury has remained above that number despite countless activations and past proposals within the DAO. Gami said of this first Gnars prop, most opposition to Prop 51 was relating to us forming a sub-DAO and forking Nouns. Now there are many sub-DAOs with domain-specific focus. There's also an @Nouns builder, which reduces forking to a few clicks. We started as an $8,000 proof of concept that became a $220,000 MVP, now $895,000 towards PMF. The closest group within Nouns that is attempting to proliferate a subculture is the Nouns esports pod. The esports pod represents Nouns in the gaming sphere. The esports pod has received 556 ETH from Nouns across 4 proposals, including funding with Prop 119. The esports pod has not established a DAO since its creation, and there is no governing body besides those named in the proposal. As for community sentiment, as much scrutiny has recently been put onto the DAO's burn rate, there's been some pushback in regards to the large ask and vague budget spend. However, it seems many voters are more impressed with Gnars' reach and Gami's leadership rather than budget details. Ben Body, a member of Gnars, said with his vote, this sub-DAO is an insanely good model for the pod concept that has been talked so much about in the past few months. This pod has organic inbound flow and aggressive outreach into a subculture that is super hard to penetrate without being culturally relevant or simply living and breathing the stuff. Brennan voted yes and said, it's Gnars, of course I'm voting for this. In Jungle, many have suggested to move the budget to come in tranches rather than a single lump sum. Here's what Noun 12 said. Love the work that's been done, love the ideas, love the energy. But I won't be voting to fund giant lump sum ETH amounts like this. Will Price, a holder of 25 Nouns, agreed. Noun 12 said that they would consider a proposal that distributes funds every 3 months. With such a high cost, there will surely be much debate around the prop in the coming days. As for voting, the voting just opened and will end on Wednesday, December 21st, around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, and now for something that we haven't had in a little while, but it's Lil Nouns Prop Talk. Lil Nouns, one of the largest voting blocks of Nouns, has been active with proposals recently. They've funded Brook as a DAO operator for the next 3 months, funded more prop house rounds, and voted down a proposal to lower the reserve price to 0.1 ETH. We also have number 84 to extend Nouns acquisition committee mandate. The TLDR, currently the Lil Nouns treasury has 427 ETH and holds 12 Nouns. This proposal will fund an additional 175 ETH to the multisig dedicated to acquire Nouns. At current Nouns auction prices, this would fund the purchase of 5 to 6 Nouns. If 5 Nouns are added, at 17 Nouns, Lil Nouns would become the 5th largest holder of Nouns. As for the budget, it's 175 ETH, which will be used to fund the purchase of Nouns. For any given auction, Lil Nouns will not pay more than 20% the premium over the price of the last 3 auctions. This was proposed by the wallet ending in 5A3E, who holds 294 Lil Nouns, the 3rd largest holder excluding the treasury. As for similar proposals, previously Lil Nouns has funded 325 ETH to purchase Nouns in auctions to acquire its 12 Nouns. Now with community sentiment, this has been a contentious vote so far, as many in the DAO believe it's not the right time to acquire more Nouns. There are currently 397 votes for and 226 against, with 294 votes coming from the proposer. With 183 votes, Al409 voted against on House of Nouns. He wants to see Lil Nouns proposals succeed in Nouns DAO before spending more. He states that, I want to see more incentive to buy more Nouns to align with our builders succeeding on-chain there. If we can't get support in the Nouns DAO, then we should preserve our treasury to spend on our own builders. Little Panda said on Discord, I'm a no on this. We are spending too much treasury on Nouns too quickly. Motion Design voted for with 28 votes and said on House of Nouns, might as well put the entire treasury to this and go to Nouns for all the funding. The voting is open now, but will end at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Once again, we'd just like to thank you for checking out this episode of Prop Talk. Please leave us comments down below, like it, share it, and we want to become the #1 place to talk prop. Don't forget about our spaces hosted by the Noun Square every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And please go check out houseofnouns.xyz. There are so many things we're trying to create there. I'm really proud of it. As always, stay Nounish, and we'll see you next time.